Hi and welcome to a Season 5 roundup of Guernsey FC with me, Andy. I've got the schedule on for last year so you can sort of get a feel for how it went, and it sort of went okay-ish until Alfchurch, and then it all sort of went downhill, but then it was sort of all okay-ish in December and in January before going downhill again for February, March and April, and May. But, that said, we're still in Tier 7. So, yeah, enough said on that really. If we look at the competition for last season, what have I just done? I've gone 1/7. Yes, okay, yeah, we finished 17th. We had 2 points more than the season before, so yeah. It's just patently obvious that to do anything you've got to bankrupt your club almost. If you look at the goals scored, we scored 61 goals and let in 63, so we let in loads, but we scored more than lots and lots of teams apart from Kings Lynn and Dunstable scored 73 and 61. We scored more goals than the league winners, which is mental. We just couldn't defend for our lives. I think the only way to go forward is to attack even more, because we were doing controlled possession for most of the season. So this season we're going gegenpress and we're going hard. It's the only way to possibly get out of this league, I think, is just to score one more goal, really. 4 threes, 5 fours, don't care, we've got to do something, so that's what we're going to do. If we have a quick look at the finances, it's not looking that bad, but the club's just pumping in money all over the place. 65 grand here, 65 grand there, just to try and keep on top of it. We've got about 700 quid wage budget left, so we've got a little bit to play with. If we have a look at the people that came in last season and the season before, so if we look at 22-23, so we would have, in the last video, which I know was a while back, discussed Will West, Ethan Miller, Neil Granger, even Brandon Moore we would have discussed, because that was before the first game, which was West Auckland. We brought in Archie Thomas. Now, he's a good attacking midfielder on the right, and he can play inside forward, which is superb, because that's what we're doing at the moment. He's on 140 quid a week now, and he signed a new contract. If you have a look, he's pretty useful if we go profile. So acceleration 13, pace 9, doesn't really do him justice because he's quicker than that. He does tend to be able to get past people. He's got okay technicals and okay mental, so he's an okay player. He's 2 stars. When he came to us, he was 3 stars. So whether the other players have sort of grown around him or not, because he does seem to get slightly worse for a 20-year-old, which is a bit worrying. But he's worth 1.9k, so he seemed to have a little bit of worth to him. Daniel Nichols came in. And he's a 3-star. He's like our 4th, 5th best player in the club at the moment. He wants to be a pressing forward. He's not quite got it as a forward. He might be able to play this right sort of inside forward, but he's got good physicals. He's quick. That's why I think inside forward might benefit him. Something that's just like really built into the box and just try and create mayhem that way. He's okay with determination. He's got a little bit of flair, a little bit of leadership, but it's just work rate. And at this level, work rate and teamwork, and that's always a bit of a tough one to have. And his finishing's only 5, so but 9 dribbling, he might be able to do something as an inside forward. Terry Marsh came in. Now he is again wants to be a forward, but can play inside forward on the left, and he's left-footed as well. So that's sort of cutting in, I say Robin-esque, but there's a bit of the Robin about him. He can score. He's got a little bit of about him flair-wise, and he's relatively good physicals, good balance and acceleration. The acceleration you can really see when he plays inside forward as well, because he can just pop through the middle, and he's pretty strong, and he's relatively tall as well, just over 6 foot, or just under 6 foot. So, and he's got 12 free kicks. There's a lot to like about Terry Marsh. And then we brought in Jim Fenlon, who was on far too much money. So he is now a free agent. He's gone. Let him go. He didn't play enough and wasn't good enough when he did play, but he can play left and right. Wing backs, he played left back a lot. If we have a look at scout reports, he's only 2.5 stars. Enough said. This is the gentleman though, Jack Cole. Now he came in from same level as us with Tottenham. No, sorry, league below with Tottenham. So he came in from tier 8 and he was playing tier 10 for the first 3 seasons of the game. But if we look at him, 4 stars, he scored 21 goals in 31 games last season for us, and he was therefore the top scorer in the whole league. Just amazing. He wants to play target man. He plays pressing forward very well, which is what we are doing with him. He can play back as an AMC advanced playmaker if we need it, but we don't play attacking midfielders like that. Good jumping reach, decent heading. 190, so 6'3", 6'4"-ish. Yeah, that was. He scored a few headers, not too many, but he did score a few headers. But he's useful on the ground. Got 14 teamwork as well. He's on £275 a week, and he's here for another season, which is superb. Playing the sort of gegenpress with him as the point, I think he could keep on scoring, which would be amazing. And he's only 21, so he's finishing and tackling seem to be getting worse, but he needs to train a bit better. If he can train a bit better, then if he keeps on getting better and better, we could have a really, really good player on our hands that could help us actually in tier 6 if we were to get there. Robert Coxall, not going to look at too much. I had a brief flirtation with inverted wingers, and he plays inverted winger on support, but he's alright. He's quick though, 16 acceleration, 14 pace. When playing inverted wingers with two defensive midfielders, he can really sort of belt into the box that way, but we're just not playing that now. Mark Walsh, secondary goalkeeper. He was Bournemouth, so he's come from a good club, and he is getting better quickly. He's 19. He's going to be as good, if not better, than Tommy Scott pretty soon. It might be Tommy Scott's last season with us because of Mark Walsh, and he's a sweep keeper as well, which is what you want for gegenpress. So relatively tall as well. He's sort of 6'2", 6'3". Lots to like about Mark Walsh. So he even gave him a couple of games at the end of last season. And Sam James, now he's quite interesting as well. Now he come from Exeter. He actually played a game for Exeter as well, back a couple of seasons back. So I mean, go back to him. So he's got something about him as well. He's getting better quick as well at 22. So he's a 2.5 star with a 4.5 star potential cap. So lots to like. Lots of good mentals for a 22-year-old. Good first touch at 12. Decent passing. Decent physicals. Liking it. And I think he will do a job for us in centre mid. If we have a look at this season. So Jack Byrne, we brought him in. Now he's 34, but he plays a really. It doesn't show it here. Profile it. He plays a really nice box-to-box midfielder. Now, for a 34-year-old with declining stats, that could be a bit tough on him. So I've got other players who can do it, but I'm thinking, he might be able to do us a job. 2.5 stars. He's useful. He's useful, and I think he'll do us a job. This one is a weird one. David from Poland. 8 under 21 caps. He was on the trial day, and I said, "Do you want to come? Do you want to come over?" He did. He bloody did as well. Couldn't believe it. To get 8 under 21 caps with these stats, though, or attributes, I should say, is a bit weird. And he's quite tall. And he's got okay acceleration. He's not particularly quick. His mentals are good for a 19-year-old. And his technicals, he's a defender, so you're not expecting much. He's not natural anything, but he's accomplished as a central defender. I'm just having a little punt on him being something's going to happen over the course of this season where he's just going to kick on and become a really good centre-back, because he's worth 8.75k, so there's obviously something about him that's maybe hidden that you can't see in these attributes. He's a tight marker and brings ball out of defence, so he might end up being a ball-playing defender, but an interesting one. Maybe one that's not going to play much, but we'll see. We'll see what happens over the season. And then Ollie Knowles has come in from Truro. If you have a look at his history, he's been and done quite a bit. I mean, he's played Truro and then Exeter originally. He's played Vanarama South quite a bit. Obviously, Truro sort of pinged backwards and forwards between Vanarama South and and the Tier 7 leagues. 6.4917, 6.17 on 38 just shows how bad Truro were in that season in the Panorama South, I think. But he's got something about him if you look at the profile. I mean, he's 2.5 star backup. He's on a non-contract, so he's playing per game, so he might not end up costing much at all. But yeah, he's okay physicals, okay mentals, okay technicals really for a centre mid. So, and he wants to play centre mid attack, which is what Charlton does. So yeah, that's all cool. If we go back to the actual transfer screen, if I look at the transfer history, can I see released? Yeah, so all these guys have been released, and these are names you'll know. Obviously, Liam Marn is an original from the very start, but these were all non-contractees, and they were just cluttering the place up. They were never going to play. Charlie Higgins has gone. I mean, he just dropped off a cliff, bless him. He still looks okay, but he's 2 stars and wants to do anything. Charlie Fripp, one of the originals, I mean, he's gone. Justice Owusu never played a game for us as a defender. Frank Tobin, one of the originals, he's gone as well. Still got some decent technicals and physicals, but yeah, 1.5 stars. Josh Wakefield gone, 2 stars, just wasn't going to get a game now with the midfielders we've got. Jim Fenner we discussed. Sean Stewart was club captain, is now gone. 2 stars, but just not getting any better. Max Talboys, not playing attacking midfielder, got a bit arsy about it, had to go really. He's okay as a player. He's not 4 stars at all. He was a 2.5, 3 star player for us. Neil Granger, sort of got him when we were playing attacking midfielders. Yeah, got arsy, not going to play much. Daryl Rose, again, got arsy, not going to play much. 2 stars, right-sided defender. I've got 3 or 4 better right-sided defenders than him. Daniel Gibbons, he was a sort of a striker that was never going to get a game. Good jumping reach and decent heading, but I can't remember how tall he was. 184, so he's just over 6 foot. Yeah. And then Russell Sullivan, who was a youngster, who, to be fair to him, bless him, was never going to get a game. So yeah, released a load. And obviously the season before that, we knew all about these guys. Released a few after the last game. Ruben Wilson went. If we look at Ruben, see, he has not been picked up by anybody, and I've looked at lots of these, and so many of these guys have retired. Age 23, 24, 25. It's madness. We've actually finished the careers of lots of these players because they've left us and not got clubs. James Wright was an interesting one. He's now manager of Cambridge City, so he went straight in pretty much as manager of a Tier 8 team. So that's good on him. I don't think he's not a player now. He's just literally managing. So, but apart from that, none of these other guys. Did Tamil? Yeah, Tamil, for instance, retired as a player aged 26. So lots of these players all retired. Joe Charles, if we remember Joe Charles. Amazing, 44 goals in 83 games, just the king of the free kick. Retired age 25, just weren't getting a club. So that's mad. So many of these players just weren't getting teams and they've all retired. But if we look at the schedule for this season, so we had a few friendlies. The ones we've lost were against Birmingham and Bristol City, so I'm not worried about them. Even the Bristol City game, if we look at some of these, I've been playing the... obviously an own goal there as well. I've been playing the Gegenpress. But if you look at the stats against Bristol City, and it might be like their second string or whatever. I mean, who do they have? Lewis Perryman. Yeah, he's played League 2 for Bury, so he's played 37 goals in 40 games. That's madness. Good players. And we had 13 shots against them, so it's not like we sat back and said, yeah, come on in. Do what you want with us. Birmingham, we lost 4-1. We had 13 shots against them. I mean, you look at that, and we had a bit more possession. So, I mean, these are clubs that are far too good for that to be happening. So I'm thinking that the tactic, this is our team at the moment, this is the day before the first game of the season, with Cole, Marsh and Thomas, Byrne, Gavin, Warren, Smith, Byrne, Bruce, Triggs and Scotty. has something about it, this Gegenpress. It might be overpowered. I don't care. I need to have it overpowered if I'm going to get this team out the leagues, up the leagues. So this is what we're going to go with this season. If I have a quick look at our dynamics, which are good, have a look at our hierarchy. We've got these 5 highly influential players. I need them to kick into being team leaders. I really do. I need team leaders. I've never had a team leader in this team. If we look at who supports and who doesn't, yeah, nobody has an opposition to me, so that's superb. Social groups, nearly all in the core, but only a few that aren't. That makes sense with Will West, actually. Is not quite as good as he should be. These others are new guys that have just come in as well. And I think what we'll do now is just have a quick look at the stats for last season by player, just to see if anything pops out at us. And that'll be that for this episode. And I think what I'll do is I'll just play the whole season through again, unless anything crazy happens and anything of interest. But I think that's how it's going to happen this season. Right, so you see on the screen, I've got the stats for everybody for last season for Guernsey. I would have had it in a better format, but I took the wrong RTF file, the wrong screen print of a different squad view than the one that I've set. I've basically set something up. I can just take the squad view in, run it through the database, and have stats automated at the end of it. So I had to do a little bit of work here. But yeah, this is now sorted by minutes played. So yeah, Tommy Scott played 43 games, Mark Walsh played 2, so we had 45 games last season. So they were our 2 goalkeepers. So 3,900 minutes for Tommy Scott. If we have a look at, should we have a look at dirtiness? Yeah, maybe I'm going to have to put the. So yeah, only 4 red cards all season, and of those, Mark Watts, that was a weird one. Just basically challenging, and a few of these, I think all but one of these red cards was very spurious indeed. We have a look at, I'm going to put the tab, I think. No, I'm going to have to view the ribbon, I'm afraid. Yeah. So just for the sorting, it's just so much easier. So we have a look at players of the match. So Jack Cole, obviously, goal scorer extraordinaire, 5 players of the match. And if we have a look at the average ratings, 7.33 average rating, put him as highest in the league as well. Charlton, 708, and Liam, 704. Namdi, when he played, 704. So I think he's got something about him, and I think he might be playing quite a bit. Him and Terry Marsh down here are playing that sort of left-sided player. I'm not that worried about these. I mean, if you look at anything over 6'8", I mean, that suggests to me that we didn't have that bad a season, because obviously 6'8" is level, isn't it? And to have those guys under, Andrew Byrne is a worry. He seems to not play very well for what should be a really good defender. We've got Tom Bruce up here. More so, actually, Will West is a bit of a worry, but we'll look at him in a little bit. But yeah, 7.33 is an amazingly good average rating, which is for our team, knowing where we finished, really, really good. If we have a look at the passing, so these are completion percents. So Sean Stewart, Gom, Arthur Warren, and this is this defensive midfield where they just end up playing deep line playmakers, and they do pop a lot of balls about. So I mean, and Josh Wakefield did a bit, and so the midfielders are getting these pass percentages higher than defenders and attack. I think attackers just have to try more risky passing, which does tend to mess stuff up with regards to these stats anyway. If we have a look at I'm not going to bother looking at sort of defenders and then midfielders and attackers, because it's just going to take too long. This is just a short overview. Pass attempts for 90. Max has gone now, so when he did play, he played 15 games, 7 as sub. He did pop the passes around, 84 attempted passes per 90 minutes, of which 70. So he was good. He was a good passer. It's a shame that he just doesn't fit the way we play, and he's just not good enough as a striker to do it. But Ethan Miller, I mean, he's got something about him as well. He might end up playing a bit more than possibly, I think, at the moment, because he can play box-to-box midfielder as well. Yeah, high pass percentages and does try a lot. And yeah, Charlton go Vane. I don't know why he's showing us so green on here. That's a bit wrong at the moment. That is a bit worrying. So what I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to go home and I'm going to clear the rules from these, and I'm going to put the rules back in again, because that 66 shouldn't have been shown like that. That's better. I think it's just a copied rule from the other one. Yeah, so I mean that's more like it. But Charlton midfield passing a bit, 53k passes though. So, but compared to Max 31, 2.2 per game, as to 1.4 per game. Ethan Miller 1.4 per game as well. Let's again. I think I'm fine with everything else. I just missed these ones. Yeah, so 2.2, 1.4, 1.4. So yeah, actually, that's annoying me. That is. Let us clear the rules and put them back in again. Yep, so yeah, 2.2. I mean, key passes a game, that's not bad. If you get more than one key pass a game, hopefully something's coming from it. Nathan's down here on a month-to-month contract now at 1.5, but he is weak in other areas. That's why he's not playing as that inside forward. So assists, let's just quickly sort by assists. So yeah, 6 assists. Ethan, Liam and Archie are all on the assists. Chance creation, let's just do that as well. So yeah, chances created, Archie Thomas. So he's a bit of a shoe-in for that right inside forward at the moment. Now if we look at the crosses, crosses I find in this game are really, you don't make enough of them in my mind. Forget these two because they didn't play enough or didn't do enough. But half a one with 33%, no, forget it. 1 cross out of 3. It's the guys that have done a fair amount. So Charlton, playing as a centre mid attack, completes 25% of his crosses, 17 out of 68. Liam is obviously the madman who bombs up the right as a wing back, and he made 93 out of 544, which is by far the most crosses made, 93 out of anybody, and he's 17%, so that's not bad, which makes me think that he still will start as the wing back compared to Brandon. Where's Brandon? Brandon's down here. So Brandon's here. He's 11.7 cross. So he's just, yeah. I think Brandon's a better defender, but not so good going forward in any way, shape or form. So if we look at the dribbling, so these are dribbles per 90. Yeah, Greg Barnes, he's been re-signed. He's got something about him. And Matthew Campbell can play inside forward on both sides, so he's in my thoughts for things. Marcus Walden's still about. He can play that inside forward as well up on the right. So these are the guys that do the dribbling. Sam James, yeah, any sort of more than one dribble a game. That's surprising. I thought the numbers will be higher than that. And some of these numbers do seem to be a little bit weird. There was one in Vulcan save. There was a guy called Max Krebs. Was it Max Krebs? Alexander Krebs, who played 14 minutes. And he showed to have done, I think it was 1.7 kilometres distance, which works out at like 38 kilometres. I think it was something like worked out as 38 kilometres per hour. So yeah, he's not, not happening. So no, I think it was something like he did 4 kilometres in 14 minutes or something stupid. But some of the stats that come out of this game are a little bit weird. So we have a look at the offsides. Obviously you expect the forwards to be the worst. Yeah, Jack Cole 1.37. Greg Barnes seems to be vastly offside, but he might have been playing lone games, I think. And then Mark Watts, who's still got something about him. He can do a job either as inside forward on left or come in for Jack Cole if he's not having a brilliant game. Header percentages. I mean, numbers are all well and good, but to me they don't really tell the story. The story are the completion percentages and then the per 90, so you can get a view of across everything. So Brandon Moore is as I said, a better defender. It's 38 headers out of 42 completed, so 90.5. But Andrew Byrne is a good header at Anton Bruce. better than Will West, and that's another reason why I think Andrew and Tom will be starting, even though Will West is seen to be better than Tom. If we have a look at the heading attempts per 90, Jack Cole up front, 12.8 attempts, 7.76 completed, 1.76 key. So only Namdi makes more key. Now he's quite tall. He's inside forward, but I think he's about 6'3". And that's interesting. He's got 2 key headers coming in at the back post, no doubt. So that's something for me to think about with regards to Terry Marsh and Namdi. Because if you find Terry, where's Terry? Terry's there. Terry's there with his 0.58 key header. So that's almost like Namdi makes almost 5 times as many key headers than Terry Marsh does. So that's something to really think about. Shots versus shots on target. Let's have a quick look at these. Forget them, not enough. Look at that, 67% shots on target for Jack Cole. 71 out of 106, which is a beautiful thing to see. So that's, one of the reasons why he scored so many. Tom Bruce, forget about it, but he's 4 and 6. So when he goes up, again, something to think about when you're doing your corner routines and your free kick routines. When he goes up, he seems to be able to do stuff. And then Archie Thomas is there as well, was there inside forward, which is superb. And then shots per 90. So Namdi likes his shooting, 4.43 shots, of which 2.25 are, he's not got a particularly high completion rate for shots on target. But Jack Cole does, and he's done 3.72. It's only Mark Watts has more. That's interesting, because both, you put them together and you've got 30 goals. 32 goals there. So, Charlton scored 8 from that sort of attacking mid. And then Archie Thomas scored 4, and then it's dribbles of everything else. Looking at that, I think Namdi's going to be, I think he's going to be playing his part this season, definitely. Penalties, 2 out of 2 for Jack. He took over from Ethan, who got 4 out of 5, which is not bad at all. Mistakes, which is often interesting. Nathan makes so many mistakes that I just can't have him playing that inside forward. If you make a mistake as inside forward, we're left pretty open, especially as we seem to be going with gegen pressing, so we're really pressing forward. And if he's making mistakes, it leaves us really open at the back, and they're scoring on counters. Liam does make mistakes quite a bit, which is a bit of a worry. Jim Fenlon made a load as well. There's something about the wing-back mentality that obviously makes them take more chances. Grant Stanbridge as well was playing as a wing-back. Ethan Miller made a decent amount of mistakes as well. So, but the core of the team make less than one mistake a game, which I can live with. And these goal mistakes, so mistakes leading to goals, are not high enough to worry about. We have a look at the interceptions. Yep, all 3 defenders are pretty good. Andrew Byrne slightly better. Brandon Moore, again, shown to be a better defender than Liam Triggs with a 3.11, which is 1 more interception per game than Liam Triggs makes. We look at tackle percentages. So that was interesting. He won all 100% tackle completion by Tom Bruce, which is making me like him even more and more compared to Will West on his 95.9. That's still good, but it's only 22 out of 20. It's only 23 attempted tackles. That number just does not tally with me at all. When we look at these tackles per 90, only attempting. Forget that. Let's say he's a midfielder. Arthur's that defensive midfielder, wing back. And then our centre backs are attempting just over 1 tackle per game. That's rubbish. So the tackle numbers are spurious at the best, I think. I'm just going to have a quick look at the key tacklers though, and they are your Tom Bruce and your Andrew Byrne. So they are your midfield, your centre backs. So why their tackle numbers are so low compared to someone like Liam Triggs I don't know. Maybe they're not having to make the tackles. Maybe they're not tackles. They're sort of just clearing balls up, and they're not having to tackle people. So that might be. I don't know. Maybe I was a bit quick to rush to judgment on that. But tackles okay. Tackles per 90. Yeah, so 3.4, 2.9 key tackles there. Fouls per 90. So Sam James makes fouls, as does Arthur, bless him. So that might be a defensive midfield thing, but we've got to be careful of that because you can't be giving free kicks away because they go in all the time, as it is just because it's Football Manager 19, obviously they just go in. But looking at the rest, I mean, yeah, Andrew Byrne 1.16 fouls, Terry Marsh 1.1. Will West doesn't, yeah, he's good, 1.08. And Tom Bruce again though, 0. Less than 1 foul a game. And these are the fouls against, so being fouled. So we see our forwards, Ben Nichols, midfielder. So Sam James is fouled as much as he fouls. Jack Cole is in a nice surplus of fouls. So he's fouled 82 times against the 45 fouls he did. So yeah, that's really interesting. These, yeah, not much to say really about the goalkeeping numbers because it's really pretty much all Tommy Scott. We have a look at your distances covered. So yeah, I've not really done anything with that. If I quickly put that back to minutes, sort by minutes. Look at this. 460 kilometres by Charlton. Liam, so attacking midfield, so attacking centre mid. Liam, wing back, done less distance than Charlton Govain. How much? Actually, no, I just think I'm being an idiot then, aren't I? Yeah, 5 less games. But not that much. So 124 minutes difference. So give it a game an extra time, 19 kilometres. So he still did more per game than Liam did. And then you got Jack Cole, 3.13. So it all tailed off quite quickly. I think because Henry and Jim Fenton shared, so they shared the game time pretty much. So put them together and they're at 4.50. So yeah, much of a muchness there, I think. But yeah, those are the numbers. It's just been an interesting season, been a bloody tough one. We've got some really nice players here. I'm thinking that the Tom and Andrew Bruce show has got to do jobs. 22 and 21, so they're both young still. I think Liam will still do a job on the right, and I think Henry will still do a job on the left because I can't find left backs that will come to me for anything less than sort of 750, 800 quid a game. So yeah, that ain't going to happen. Arthur as a defensive midfielder is going to get more time than he did last season. He only played 16 and came on as 18 as a sub. I think he's going to be playing a lot more this season, even though he's on a month-to-month contract. And Tom Bruce is a month-to-month as well because they wanted a backup contract, which I sort of was happy with. But now I think I'm going to have to try and sign them onto full contracts if they're tempted to be poached by other clubs. But apart from that, yeah, I want to be positive about this season. And I think the Gegenpress has shown, at least in the pre-season, I think it's possible to do something this season. So yeah, that leaves us at the start of the 2023-2024 season. As I said before, I don't think I'm actually going to do episodes unless things get really interesting, like we get to an FA Cup third round or something like that. Yeah, it's tough. These teams are tough. I'm just gonna wade through it, and if you don't hear from me for a couple of weeks or so, it's because these seasons take a long time and I've got other things going on. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully just subscribe so you know what's going on. That's the best way of doing it. Subscribe so you'll see if I get another video up, and I'll also put stuff on Twitter as well. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you soon. Bye.